Hello, everybody. My name is Joseph Baca, and today I'll be giving a short lecture from the history of Western music the book that we are currently studying in Music 302. Today we'll be talking from chapter 28, which is opera again and musical theater in the later 19th century. Now we've been talking about opera a lot in the last couple video lectures, and but what's not to love about opera? Opera's a good time. So today, the first thing that's mentioned in this chapter is realism. Now, realism is developed first by by showing reality of everyday life. Oftentimes, this included the poor and the suffering in this world, and basically, it was meant to depict the hardships to the people that may not have hardships in this life. So people who are wealthy and can afford to go to opera, they see, oh man, maybe I should try and help or do something or fight back to help these poor people. And it was a really cool experience to show the poor in such a grand way, and really it's almost like a cry for help in a way, and it was a cool idea. And so with realism came the rise of opera. Now, you may think that opera has risen already based off the chapter lectures that I've given already. But yes, this is the rise of opera. With the rise of opera comes more opera buffa, which is a lighter, more fun type of opera that audience really liked and enjoyed. They had a great time watching it because it was fun. It was musical, it was grand, it was everything that opera can stand for. With opera buffa and lighter and fun operas comes Wagner. Now, Wagner, which is not Wagner, was born in 1813 and died in 1883. He was a composer, and he wrote 13 operas, and these 13 operas led to some of the greatest memories out of music and opera that we can get. It was a cool experience to listen to and watch some Wagner in class, and I definitely recommend it because it's quite the experience to listen to. With Wagner comes the longest word I've ever seen in my life. It's a Gestatchen Stwerk. I'm not going to try and say it again because I'm just going to embarrass myself. But basically this meant absolute oneness of drama and music. This was a way to connect opera, music, choreography, and all things art together as one. It was a really cool concept that Wagner portrayed in his own words, and it obviously meant something before, but ever since Wagner came around, everyone's like, oh, I like that definition a little bit better. And it was a really cool concept to think about through Wagner because he had this grand idea of how music and art should work together, and this is the one word that puts it all together, which is a really cool concept. So Wagner had so the next thing this chapter covered was the leitmotiv, which translates to leading motive. Now, this is a really cool idea. It's themes that surround themselves around a particular character. This was a cool concept because it kind of reminds me of Star Wars in a way, where the rebellions, they have their own soundtrack, they have their own piece. You know that once that piece is playing, that the rebels are coming, it's time. You have the Darth Vader march that comes through. Once that starts playing, it's time to get real with Darth Vader. You have Leia's theme, and these are all ideas and examples of what this means, this leading motive. And Wagner would use this a lot because he'd find a character and he'd think about what that character means in a musical aspect, and he'd portray that character through music, which is a really cool concept. A lot of a lot of these things led to the style of Verdi. Verdi is one of my favorite composers of opera. He was born in 1813 and he died in 1901. Verdi wrote 26 operas, including the Nabucco, and I like that one a lot because I performed the overture with Albuquerque Youth Symphony back in the day, and played bass drum. It was a good time. And you know, it's a very expressive style of opera, Verdi is, and he allows his emotions and his romantic style to really express themselves through music, and it really opens up a whole world of style. And let's see, what do we got here? One of Verdi's operas that we covered in class was La Traviata. And La Traviata is a very tragic play. It's very intense, very sad in some ways. It was written in 1853 and translates to the fallen woman. And you know, it's quite the grand opera. It oftentimes has a big set and a huge ensemble to really express themselves. We're gonna you know, Verdi really depicts that romantic style when it comes to passion and exoticism, and but yeah, we watched that in class. I definitely recommend it if you can. Next, past Verdi, we get to Tchaikovsky. I have many mixed feelings of Tchaikovsky, but that's for a different video. Tchaikovsky was born in 1840, and he died in 1893. Tchaikovsky is very famous for his operas, his ballets, and you know, every Christmas, all year is Tchaikovsky, 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 and you know, he's written things like Swan Lake and The Nutcracker, and he's a really important figure in the world of opera and the world of ballet and the world of music in general, and it's a real cool experience to listen to it. I definitely recommend looking up some history on him too, though, because it's an interesting story, that man. Next, we talk a little bit about the Mighty Five. Now, these are 5 composers who've written some awesome opera, and they all kind of were born around the same time, and they really thrived together as 5. I'm going to do my best to pronounce them. We have Balakriev, who was born in 1837, died in 1910. We have, oh boy, Borlin, who was born in 1833 and died in 1887. We have Su Q, who was born in 1835 and died in 1918. We have Wazorski, I could say that one, who was born in 1839 and died in 1881. And we have Rimsky-Korsakov, who was born in 1844 and died in 1908. All these composers work together in the world of opera to create these grandscapes and new worlds for people to enjoy. And for that, we are grateful. And to cover this chapter, we covered realism, the rise of opera, Wagner, absolute oneness of drama and music. We covered the leitmotif, Verdi, La Traviata, excuse me, Tchaikovsky, and the Mighty Five. And thank you very much.